I've been asked to say a few words about how I came to meet George Valentino. And I must say it's quite an interesting story because I sold my own company a couple of years ago now, and it was a software company. And I did what you do when you sell your own business. I bought a few boys' toys, a couple of cars, and I wanted to protect them against stone chips. And I rang a number of companies, and cut a long story short, this company turned up headed by a chap called George Valentino. Very interesting guy, as it turned out. And he could do, along with his team, what was required. And when they were here, they were working away, and George came to me and said, "Would you like a reading?" And this turned out to be a whole other side of George. And to be truthful, I'm pretty skeptical about all this kind of thing. And I said, "Well, fire away, let's do it." So while the team were working away, George and I sat down, and he gave me a reading. And he went into a whole series of areas related to my relationship with my father, God rest his soul, my children, my grandchildren, and a number of things. Well, as time would have it, I was so interested in what his team had done with my cars. We formed a relationship, and cut a long story short, I ended up buying the company from him. And interestingly, during all this time that the negotiation was going on, and George and I became kind of closer friends, a whole series of the things that he had said in that reading over a year ago then transpired, including one of my daughters having another grandchild for me, which was just unthought of at the time. And indeed, at her age, she had given up any thoughts of having any more children, through to things that would happen in business, which since did happen. And in fact now, George is working with me as a kind of advisor to the team we've got running our new business, which is called Smart Skin, so it's a wee ad I'm doing. But in finishing, just let me say, as somebody who has been a skeptic, and I certainly was, George opened my eyes, and what I've realised is there's certainly more going on than you're aware of around you. And for someone to be able to tap into that is a really, really interesting gift to have. And our relationship is growing over time. It's going to be interesting to see some of the other things that he foretold, and whether they'll transpose themselves into my future. And let's see. And that's how I know George.